Hello and welcome to this Thursday edition of the World Report with me, Arjun, Samar, Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. Authorities have identified a person of interest in the case of Sadiq Kunanki's disappearance. A 24-year-old man is being questioned, in fact, following the college student's disappearance during a spring break in the Dominican Republic. America's FBI has joined the investigation for a 20-year-old Indian-origin student, Sadiq Kunanki, who disappeared a week ago. Meanwhile, she can be seen wobbling while strolling arm-in-arm with an Iowa man in a new surveillance video that has just surfaced. Listen in.
Lo principal es el personal de nuestra Procuraduría General de la República, representantes del Ministerio Público, quienes en estos momentos, en coordinación con los representantes del FBI, con nuestro enlace de la Embajada, con la Policía Nacional y personal de la DICRIM, están pasando balance a lo que es esta primera etapa de la búsqueda y investigaciones para ver en qué punto nos encontramos. Ya luego de esto, pues podemos nosotros dar mayores detalles.
A British woman was raped in a New Delhi hotel by a man she met on Instagram. Now the accused Kailash has been arrested while his friend Wasim faces molestation charges. The UK woman who had been travelling through Maharashtra and Goa states in India contacted Kailash, who asked her to come to Delhi. Now the UK woman, the victim, instead arrived in Delhi on Tuesday and met him at a hotel where the assault took place. She reported the incident to the nearby Vasant Kunj police station in South Delhi the next morning. Authorities have informed the British High Commission, which is assisting her. Now, the accused Kailash, who works at a private firm, reportedly struggled with English and used Google Translate to communicate. My colleague Anushka Garg brings you more instead, rather the latest on this report.
Shocking incident has come to light in the national capital where a British woman who had travelled to meet a man who she had befriended on Instagram has accused him of rape. The incident took place on Tuesday. The women registered an FIR on Vasant Kunj North police station on Wednesday. Right now we're outside the police station where the FIR has been registered. We are showing you the visuals also. Now according to police, the accused, identified as Kailash, and the victim had been in contact for some time. The victim, a resident of England, was on a trip to Maharashtra and Goa before arriving in Delhi at Kailash's request. Upon her invitation, Kailash and his friend Wasim visited the hotel where she was staying. However, what was supposed to be a meeting between two friends turned into a nightmare for the women. On Wednesday, she approached the police alleging that Kailash sexually assaulted her while under the influence of alcohol while his friend Wasim molested her. Now, acting swiftly, the Vasant Kunj police station has accused both of the individuals. The British High Commission has been informed of this matter. Right now, the woman is said to be medically stable. Also, the investigation is ongoing on this whole matter. The hotel management is providing with the CCTV footage, but this is not the first incident that has happened. A few weeks ago also we saw two Israeli women who were sexually assaulted while they were on a tour to India. Also in this matter, we are seeing that the Wasim, who is said to be a low-profile person, was relying heavily on Google Translate to talk with the women. She, the British individual had called Kailash to meet her in Maharashtra also, but Kailash refused, saying he could not travel such a long distance. Upon Kailash's invitation, she came to Delhi. She was residing in a hotel in Mahipalpur. Upon her invitation, both the accused went there. They raped her, molested her, and after that she has registered the case. The police has acted swiftly on this matter. Both the accused has been arrested, and the British High Commission is also in fact now actively working in this case.
G7 foreign ministers are meeting in Canada's Mel Bay as tensions rise over US President Donald Trump's foreign policy shifts on Ukraine as well as the new tariffs. The US has imposed 25% tariffs on steel and aluminium imports, prompting retaliation from Canada and the EU. A key focus is US Secretary of State Marco Rubio's recent talks with Ukraine in Jeddah, where Kiev signaled readiness, in fact, for a 30-day ceasefire with Moscow. However, crafting a unified G7 statement has proven difficult, with disagreements over Ukraine, sanctions on Russia, shadow fleet, and language on China. Since Trump's return to office, Washington has in fact pushed for a swift end to the Ukraine war, urged Europe to take on more responsibility, and has warned ties with Moscow. G7 diplomats hope the positive outcome from Jeddah will help ease divisions at the summit. And the Kremlin has just said it would review details from Washington about a proposal for a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine before responding, while U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio hoped a deal would be struck within days. However, as Moscow considers the plan, Vladimir Putin made a surprise visit to Russia's Kursk region, which is also the front line, for the first time since Ukrainian troops captured part of it last year. Russia's Chief of General Staff, Valery Gerasimov, said his forces had in fact captured about 430 Ukrainian soldiers in the Kursk region. Putin said the captured fighters should be treated as terrorists in accordance with the laws of the Russian Federation. Listen in.
There are things you could do that wouldn't be pleasant in a financial sense. I can do things financially that would be very bad for Russia. I don't want to do that because I want to get peace. I want to see peace, and we'll see. But in a financial sense, yeah, we could do things very bad for Russia. It would be devastating for Russia, but I don't want to do that because I want to see peace.
Russian Federation Council Deputy Speaker Koshachev has asserted that any Ukraine peace agreement must be on Russia's term, not the United States. Now, his comments come after US and Ukrainian delegations met in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, agreeing to a temporary 30-day ceasefire and renewed US security aid. Koshachev, meanwhile, claimed Russia holds the upper hand still on the battlefield and has warned against any interference from third parties. Meanwhile, a Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova confirmed that Moscow is open to US contact soon. Reports also suggest that President Vladimir Putin may also speak with his counterpart, US President Donald Trump, this Friday. On the other side of the border, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that if Russia agrees to a US-backed 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine, that would open the door to a step-by-step plan to, in fact, ending the war. Top diplomats from Ukraine and the US met in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday to discuss an end to hostilities. Here's what Zelensky said about the ceasefire.
Після такого кроку може бути використана пропозиція, та, яка була вчора на столі перемовин від американської сторони, 30-денний термін, підготувати повністю план щодо закінчення війни. Покроковий план з гарантіями безпеки для української сторони. Якщо все це буде зроблено, то після підготовки цього плану у будь-якому випадку поетапне виконання, яке призведе до закінчення війни. Після закінчення війни буде знятий військовий стан, і після зняття військового стану вибори будуть проходити згідно українському законодавству. Ніхто нічого спеціально відтерміновувати не буде.
Donald Trump has begun another trade war, announcing 25% tariffs, in fact, on all steel and aluminum imports into the United States. Now, the move has prompted countermeasures from the European Union and Canada, while Australia, the UK, and other countries held back from announcing retaliatory similar action. Meanwhile, the EU has announced it will impose trade countermeasures of up to 26 billion euros or 22 billion pounds worth of US goods in retaliation to Donald Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminium imports, now escalating a global trade war. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, called the 25% US levies on global imports of the metals unjustified trade restrictions. This after they came into force at 4 a.m. GMT on Wednesday. Listen in.
More tariffs on the EU, will you respond to their retaliation?
Of course I'm going to respond.
You will
The
retaliate with
problem
more
is our
tariffs?
country didn't respond. Look, the EU was set up in order to take advantage of the United States.
And a U.S. House subcommittee hearing ended abruptly after Texas Republican Keith Self misgendered Republican Sarah McBride, the first openly transgender member of the U.S. Congress, calling her Mr. McBride. Now, McBride responded by addressing herself as Madam Chair before attempting to continue her remarks. The subcommittee's top Democrat Republican William Keating called Self out of order and even demanded proper recognition of McBride. Rather than comply, Self adjourned the meeting. Now, the incident comes amid Republican opposition to transgender rights following President Donald Trump's executive orders defining sex strictly male or female. McBride later stated she remains committed to serving Delaware. Mark Carney will be sworn in as Canada's 24th Prime Minister on Friday, ending Justin Trudeau's 9-year tenure. Governor General Mary Simon will preside over the ceremony at 11 a.m. local time. Now, Carney, a former central bank employee who rather led both the Bank of Canada as well as the Bank of England, takes office as Canada faces a trade war with its neighbor and biggest ally, in fact, US, under President Donald Trump's second term. Carney is expected to announce a significantly smaller cabinet, with reports even suggesting 15 to 20 ministers, down from Trudeau's 37-member executive, almost half. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrived in Dhaka today for a packed two-day visit. He will meet Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus and visit the Rohingya refugee camps in the country's Cox's Bazar on Friday. Now, during the visit, Guterres will also receive briefings on disaster mitigation, infrastructure, and even refugee support. He will also join an iftar meal with refugees and the Bangladeshi host community. In fact, on Saturday, his schedule includes meetings with UN staff, a youth dialogue, and a civil society discussion. Guterres will leave Dhaka on Sunday morning. Now, meanwhile, the ousted Awami League is demanding a probe into the human rights violations under Mohammad Yunus's interim government. A NASA SpaceX mission that aimed to clear the way for stranded astronauts to get back to Earth has been postponed. The rocket aimed to fly 4 new crew members to the International Space Station, or the ISS, and pave the way for the return of Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore. The NASA astronauts left Earth on the 5th of June 2024 for an 8-day mission and have been, in fact, stuck at the ISS for more than 9 months now, instead helping ongoing missions at the station with maintenance and experiments. Now, SpaceX, Elon Musk's company, the private space company, has said that the issue that forced the launch to scrub related to the hydraulics on one of the clamp arms, with which engineers were trying to fix. NASA's SpaceX Crew 10 now is targeting no earlier than 7:03 p.m. EDT Friday, March the 14th, to launch 4 crew members to the International Space Station. According to a senior ICE official, U.S. immigration detention centers have reached full capacity, in fact holding 47,600 detainees. The Trump administration is working with the Defense Department. U.S. Marshals, meanwhile, and the Bureau of Prisons have to secure more bed space. Now, ICE, currently funded for 41,500 detainees, is also requesting additional resources from lawmakers. Since Trump took office in January, ICE has made 32,800 arrests, with 27% involving individuals without other criminal charges. The administration aims to ramp up deportations but faces logistical challenges, and major ones at that, with initial removal numbers trailing Biden-era averages. A U.S. judge has extended an order blocking the deportation of Columbia University student Mahmoud Khalil, whose case has drawn national attention. Now, Khalil, arrested by DHS agents outside his Manhattan residence, faces deportation under a foreign policy-related legal provision. His lawyers argue that the arrest is political retaliation for his pro-Palestinian activism, in fact, violating his First Amendment rights. The Trump 2.0 administration has accused Khalil of ties to Hamas but has not provided any evidence as of now. Khalil's wife hopes he will be freed before their child's birth next month. The court will hear Khalil's case on the 27th of March. Violent clashes erupted in Buenos Aires as police confronted prisoners and football fans protesting President Javier Milei's austerity policies. A peaceful demonstration outside Argentina's Congress turned chaotic when authorities deployed water cannons, tear gas and rubber bullets against protesters throwing stones. Weekly pensioner protests have grown in size amid deepening economic hardship in the Latin American country. The government, on the other hand, which has tightened public spending since Milei took office, has warned of restrictions on football stadium attendance for those involved in the unrest. Meanwhile, security measures were intensified ahead of the demonstration. It's time we slip into a short break. Much more on the other side.
Look at you, the big winner. Not you. You use QuickBooks to send invoices and manage expenses, saving your business up to 8 hours a week, giving you more time to flourish. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks, the #1 recommended cloud accounting software.
Wouldn't life be so much easier if you could control your blinds at the touch of a button? With ultra smart blinds from Appeal, there's no chains, cords or wiring, because these stylish blinds are driven by a rechargeable power pack. New ultra smart blinds from Appeal, the intelligent solution for home shading.
Whatever you need to ask about cancer, Macmillan's free support line is just a call away.
Hello, Macmillan.
Whether it's money,
am I going to lose my job?
Getting on with life.
Can I still go abroad? Get insurance?
Or just need someone to listen.
How do I tell them?
Our specialist advisors are here to help as often as you need them. Whatever you need to ask, cancer, money, life, call us now on 0808 134 1000.
What are you so happy about?
I've just made a claim. We could be owed thousands.
My claim group?
Yeah, the cars we bought on finance, well, the lenders could have charged hidden commissions. It's dead simple to claim.
Hey, I had 2 cars before we met.
Go to My Claim Group. You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from cars you bought on finance since 2007, even if you can't remember the details.
Done.
Simple, eh?
Go to My Claim Group now.
Claims made simple.
We know that water is a sacred gift. It gives life, gives health and purifies. That's why it's shocking that so many families don't have the basics that we take for granted, like clean water and soap. This means they're much more likely to get deadly diseases like diarrhea and cholera. And it's often their kids that suffer the most. Today, over 800 children will die from dirty water, no proper toilet, or just because they can't wash their hands. This Ramadan, please donate your zakat and sadaqah to provide the gift of clean water. To donate, please search Water Aid Zakat. Your donation can help buy pipes and taps for clean water, bricks and cement for washing stations, and of course, soap. This Ramadan, please donate your zakat and sadaqah to give the gift of clean water to those families that need it most. To donate, please search Water Aid Zakat. Thank you.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
Welcome back. You're watching The World Report on NDTV with me, Arjun, Samar, Mahendran. Intel has appointed chip industry veteran Lip-Bu Tan as its new CEO effective the 18th of March. Now, the decision comes 3 months after the company ousted Pat Gelsinger amid concerns over its turnaround strategy. Now, Tan, a former board member and longtime tech investor, aims to restore Intel's global standing. The company says, following the announcement, Intel's stock surged 12% in extended trading. Meanwhile, analysts view the move as a stabilizing step, in fact, for the struggling chip maker, which has lost significant ground to rivals like NVIDIA. Despite challenges, Intel remains committed to its ambitious push into contract chip manufacturing. Oil prices edged lower on Thursday as worries over escalating tariff wars dampened investor sentiment, outweighing the impact of a larger-than-expected draw in U.S. gasoline stocks. Brent crude, meanwhile, slipped to $70.88 per barrel, while U.S. crude futures fell to $67.57 a barrel. The drop follows a brief rally after U.S. data showed tighter than expected oil and fuel inventories. Meanwhile, investors remain concerned that trade tensions could slow economic growth, reduce energy demands. Meanwhile, U.S. gasoline and distillate stocks saw significant declines as well, indicating strong domestic consumption despite broader market uncertainty. The tech giant Adobe's shares, in fact, fell more than 4% in extended trading after the company forecast second quarter revenue in line with analyst expectations, but showed slow progress in monetizing its AI tools. While Adobe reaffirmed its annual revenue target, investors are watching for a clearer timeline on artificial intelligence-driven growth. Now, the company has been investing heavily in AI-powered creative tools, but faces increasing competition from startups. CEO Shantanu Narayan remains optimistic about Adobe's position in the evolving digital economy. However, the Wall Street remains cautious amid concerns about AI monetization delays. American Eagle Outfitters has forecast a decline in annual revenue, citing weakening consumer demand and higher costs from President Donald Trump's increased tariffs on Chinese imports. The U.S. retail giant expects a fiscal 2025 revenue to drop in the low single-digit percentage range, below analyst expectations, they say. Meanwhile, shares fell 5% in extended trading. CEO Jay Schottenstein noted a slower-than-expected start to the year, while CFO Michael Matthias estimated a $5 to $10 million tariff-related impact. The latest tariff hike, doubling the levy on Chinese goods to 20%, has raised concerns across the U.S. retail sector. JP Morgan Chase has disclosed a 5.36% stake in mining giant Rio Tinto. Now, this is according to an exchange filing the company made. The investment, held on behalf of clients, highlights continued institutional interest in the resources sector. Rio Tinto, meanwhile, one of the world's largest mining companies, has been a key player in global commodity markets. The disclosure comes as mining stocks, in fact, remain volatile amid shifting demand for raw materials and regulatory changes in key markets like Australia, the land down under, and Canada. According to reports, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg held meetings at the White House with Donald Trump administration officials on Wednesday. Meta did not provide details on the discussions that took place, but a company spokesperson did say that the talks were part of Zuckerberg's ongoing engagement with policymakers on U.S. technology leadership. The meeting comes amid heightened scrutiny of social media regulations and artificial intelligence policies under the current Trump 2.0 administration. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission is advancing its broad antitrust probe into Microsoft, originally launched in the final months of the Biden administration. Now, the investigation focuses on Microsoft's cloud computing business and software licensing practices amid concerns about market dominance. The FTC is also scrutinizing Microsoft's recent deal with OpenAI and its impact on competition in the AI sector. Under the new FTC chair, Andrew Ferguson, the agency is gathering information from other industry players as well. Google has launched Gemini Robotics, an AI system designed for advanced robotic applications. The technology includes a vision language action model for real-world tasks and a specialized version, Gemini Robotics ER, for spatial reasoning as well. The models, tested on Google's Aloha 2 platform, aim to support factory and warehouse automation. The announcement follows a recent $350 million funding round for Aprotonic, a robotic startup also backed by Google. Amazon and Google have signed a pledge to help triple global nuclear energy capacity by 2050, the next 25 years. In fact, the initiative, announced at the CERAWeek Energy Conference, also includes Occidental Petroleum and Japan's IHI Corp. The World Nuclear Association, meanwhile, which facilitated the agreement, expects more industries to join suit. Nuclear power currently provides 9% of global electricity. For perspective, with rising demand from AI-driven data centers, Amazon has invested over $1 billion in nuclear projects. This also includes small modular reactors or SMEs. A Zimmerman's Fall collection drew inspiration for its romantic styling, in fact, from a classic film. Released way back in 1975, Peter Weir's Picnic at the Hanging Rock follows the strange happenings during a girl's school trip to a volcano in Australia, the land down under. And Jamie Foxx and Kevin Hart have joined forces yet again to celebrate black men and women, this time in Hollywood, in their latest documentary series, #1 on the Cold Sheet. The two-part documentary follows the ups and downs of some of Hollywood's biggest stars and the adversities, in fact, they had to overcome throughout their careers before landing their leading roles. Now, the film premieres on the 28th of March. And well, that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Have we run out of milk?
Make more room for beauty. The hottest new arrivals join all your favourites at Boots.
Don't worry, found it.
AI scientist, and some would even call him a rock star in the AI space.
We definitely need AI for is to unlock some of the mysteries of nature.
As someone who is an AI scientist, what is your goal?
Our civilization is facing a number of sort of challenges, and I think this is where AI comes into the picture.
Will this replace most jobs?
The new generation of AI models is that they have cognitive ability.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic
The victim arrived on Tuesday and met the accused at the hotel where the assault allegedly took place. The victim reported the incident to the
new education policy, sir.
No, then I think you shouldn't have quoted that thing. That is an educational problem. When I'm talking about an educational problem, you're bringing about this is just a logo. I am telling you there are a lot of things that are changed in the logo. Why is the BJP not having a problem with that? There are a lot of things. There is a growth chart of Tamil Nadu that is being changed in the logo. So when you come, you talk about something. When I'm talking about that issue, you're suddenly shifting it to it. That is what BJP is also doing.
I am not, sir.
So
I am only asking you the question. I am only asking you the question that is at this moment being asked of your party, and I did the same with the BJP. Let me now quote Mr. Annamalai, who is, of course, the BJP president of Tamil Nadu. He has put out a tweet, and he has said that DMK state government has replaced 2025-26 symbol with rupee. Thiru Uday Kumar, who designed the symbol, is the son of the former DMK MLA. How stupid can you become, Thiru MK Stalin, is what he has put out, sir.
This is the kind of language that is expected out of the BJP when addressing the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. I have nothing more to say about it. This shows how intimidated the BJP is because of the support that the Chief Minister and the DMK is getting towards the stopping Hindi imposition in the state. They are certainly rattled. I don't want to comment on somebody who uses such silly language on constitutional authority.
A moment, I just want to play out what Tamilisai Soundarajan, the BJP leader, is in fact speaking on this issue, and I'm just going to come back to you, so let's just listen in.
Ideology. So they are known for these emotional issues. People should now understand the basic issue is not this. The basic issue is real economy, not changing the alphabet. So this is, we say it's Talayeluthu. Talayeluthu should be changed, not Rubai Eluthu should be changed. So the high drama is going on. We are ashamed to be part of to be under this government.
The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister says, the policy is not created to develop India, but to develop Hindi. Tamil Nadu CM says.
How can he say? Now we are marching towards the third economy in the world, and now even inflation has come down, and our GDP has risen, and all the sectors of the people are happy, and how we have crossed the more dreadful situation of Corona. What he is talking? We have to say the same words to him. You are dramatizing as if you are developing Tamil. Please develop Tamil Nadu. That's all I can say.
But he's saying more demandingly that Prime Minister and other leaders are trying to saffronize.
All right, Tamilisai Soundarajan, their BJP leader, in fact, hitting out at the DMK, saying that they are not worried about the state of Tamil Nadu. They are just doing these tactics to try and divert attention. Mr. Hafizullah, would you like to respond to what the Tamilisai Soundarajan was saying? She's saying that we are ashamed to be under the DMK government in Tamil Nadu.
So are we ashamed to be under the union government of BJP, which has not done anything to save the respect of arrested Indian citizens in the United States? We are ashamed to be under the union government of BJP, which has risen the Indian debt from 45 lakh to 1 crore, 180 lakh crore in last 10 years. We are ashamed to be the part of the union government of the BJP, which has failed to protect our soldiers during the Gulf War crisis. We can keep quoting every thing about the union government too, but I think there should be a limit to criticize, and there is a way to civilize criticism.
Can I ask you this then?
Certainly lost.
Can I ask you this then? If the rupee symbol was acceptable to the government in the last year's budget, what prompted the change this time, sir?
See, it is not a matter of a symbol of rupee or not. The entire logo has changed. You have to see in that aspect just the change of the entire logo. Why do you pick only the rupee thing is my question. The entire logo has changed, the wordings have changed, the theme of this budget has changed. Why do you have a problem only in that? That is the politics of the BJP.
The same question is being asked of you. Why is the problem with the rupee? I mean, because it's not that the currency note that you would be using in a moment from now to give to anybody, that will change the symbol of the rupee there, isn't it? You will be using the same symbol and the same currency note.
Yeah, that is exactly it, sir. It is not a mandated, the emblem does not mandate the exact rupee symbol. That you have to understand. The emblem can be decided by the state government, which is within the power of the state government to decide what the logo can be. Who is the BJP to dictate us on what the logo should be? First of all, this is not a matter of debate. The BJP wants to make it as a matter of debate.
Okay.
It is a complete right of the union of the state government to design their logo.